The camera zooms in on a quaint, almost forgotten street corner in a small town, the kind of place where time seems to stand still. The wind rustles through the trees, and the soft ticking of a distant clock is heard. We meet Clara, a 30-year-old writer from the city, who's come to this town to escape the chaos of her busy life. She's searching for peace, and in the process, finds herself drawn to an old clock shop she stumbles upon one rainy evening. Inside the shop, the camera focuses on intricate clocks from different eras, each with its own story. The shop's owner, Mr. Adler, an elderly man in his 70s, stands behind the counter. His face is kind but mysterious, and his movements are deliberate and careful. Clara enters the shop and strikes up a conversation with Mr. Adler. She mentions she's a writer, trying to finish her book, but feels stuck. Mr. Adler, a man of few words, offers her a seat. They talk briefly about life, time, and the nature of regret. Clara is taken aback by his wisdom. Mr. Adler then shows her a beautiful antique pocket watch. He claims it has the power to change someone's life, though he doesn't explain how. Clara dismisses it as a fanciful tale, but buys the pocket watch. That night, as Clara writes in her rented cottage, she can't shake off the eerie feeling that something is watching her. She glances at the pocket watch on the desk and notices something odd. The time on the watch doesn't match her own. Over the next few days, Clara begins to notice that the pocket watch seems to affect her life in subtle ways. When she's around it, her writing flows effortlessly. When she's upset or struggling with an idea, she glances at the watch, and the answers come to her. But there's a strange, unsettling side effect. Every time she holds the watch for too long, Clara experiences flashes of memories she doesn't recognize. A woman crying in an alley, a man with a broken heart, a key buried under the floorboards of a house. Intrigued and increasingly obsessed, Clara returns to Mr. Adler's shop. She asks him about the watch, and after some prodding, he reluctantly opens up. The watch, he explains, was created by a master clockmaker from the early 1900s, Lucien Everard. The watch is not just a timepiece, but a vessel. It contains the memories of those who once owned it. The owner of the watch has the ability to relive the past moments of other people's lives, but at a price. Clara, driven by curiosity, begins to investigate Lucien's life. She digs through old town records and uncovers a journal kept by a woman named Evelyn, who was Lucien's lover. Evelyn's diary reveals a tragic love story. Lucien, consumed by his obsession with time, built a machine that could stop time itself, but in doing so, he trapped himself in an endless loop of moments. He disappeared one fateful night, leaving only the pocket watch behind. As Clara delves deeper into the mystery, the visions become more intense. She begins to experience what feels like memories of Evelyn and Lucien, not just flashes but full moments, as if she were living their lives. In one of these visions, she sees Lucien making the final, desperate decision to leave Evelyn in order to prevent the machine from causing more destruction. Evelyn is left heartbroken, and in a final attempt to save him, she buries the key to the machine. The more Clara learns about Lucien and Evelyn, the more she realizes that her connection to the pocket watch is not accidental. She finds that she has lived a past life as Evelyn, or perhaps Evelyn's soul is now intertwined with hers. In a moment of emotional breakdown, Clara confronts Mr. Adler, demanding to know why he gave her the watch. He reveals the shocking truth. Mr. Adler is not just the clockmaker's apprentice, but a man who has lived through multiple lifetimes, all tied to the pocket watch and Lucien's invention.